U.S.
Oh,
It was the first time
okay.
in US.
For the first time ever, this person from the U.S. is watching.
And when we thank you so much to our very own
If you've heard of Eurovision, I'd love to talk to you about it. Drop a comment down below. And if you've been to Eurovision, that would be even cooler. Let me know what your experience was like. If you ever lived overseas in Europe or some of the other Asian countries, you might have heard of Eurovision. So let me know. Let me know how that experience was for you.
It was back in 1252, and maybe he is looking down at us right now, wishing.
Holy cow. Okay, you guys gotta take a look at this. Just took the dog for a walk, and if you look outside, you can kind of see, might be a little tricky, but that's about 30-mile-per-hour winds out there. It was blowing me around while I was walking, and it's pretty intense. And it's been like this for about 3 days straight, nonstop, and been like this for about 3 days straight, nonstop. And I'm curious when it's gonna end. That's the crazy thing about the Okinawa weather, is it's pretty unpredictable and it changes pretty fast and it's pretty extreme. So it's barely drizzling outside, so it's not really raining too bad, but the winds are insane and it does not stop. So I guess that's what you get when you live in a tiny little island in the Pacific. So here's our little doggo. She got pretty concerned about the wind out there. She's looking back at me like, what the hell is going on? And then I brought her back inside. So today is going to be a pretty cool day. I'm going to go meet with one of the guys who was in the Mandependents group. If you guys remember me talking about the Mandependents, all the male dependents have a Facebook group where we share and hang out when we're not doing anything else on a Thursday or something. He is actually French. His wife's in the military. And he has a YouTube channel where he talks about Eurovision, which is apparently a type of pop music. I'm going to learn a lot about what that is today, and I'm going to share that with you. So I'm going to be heading into the car here in a minute. I won't be able to record anything outside today because it's just too windy and it's going to sound like garbage. So stick around and check out and learn with me what Eurovision is. All right, so I just got parked here outside of Alexandria's space, and I'm going to go inside and say hello and meet him, and then I will introduce you guys to him, and then we will check out some Eurovision and talk about being a male dependent. All right, coming up here in a second. Thank you. All right, these buildings are pretty nice. This is like actually one of the nicest buildings that you could live in this neighborhood in Okinawa. This is like where celebrities live, and it's right on the water. It's got a great kind of building area, like a lot of amenities like pool and garden and stuff. You're gonna take the elevator up. Okinawan elevators are a little strange. They've got they go really fast, they're really small, and the doors don't give you much time to get in and out. So when you're getting into these elevators, be careful. So I'm heading up right now, and I'll see you guys there. Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Or no?
Oh, elbows? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How's the drive?
Easy. I live right down the street.
Oh, you do?
So yeah, I live in Baba Beach. So it was like 5 minutes away. Too easy. Is it Alexandru?
Yeah.
Is that how you say your name?
Yeah, but everyone just calls me Alex.
Alex? Okay, cool. So Alex is good?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Alexander was just in school.
Okay.
Like, if you're not my teacher, you're not calling me that.
Okay, cool. Thanks for having us over to your place
Well,
to check this out.
I'm glad that you came over.
Yeah. So you have a YouTube channel. Obviously, I can see your setup here is pretty awesome.
Well,
So-
yeah, this is my camera, so it's not really the same thing.
Hey, it gets the job done, man. That's
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, people that are watching my YouTube channel don't really care about technical stuff. They just want the content more than...
Yeah. Okay, so let's chat about what we're going to do a little bit. I'm going to turn this off for a minute, and then we'll just talk, and then...
I didn't even know that you were coming with that thing on, so...
and then, yeah, we'll talk about Eurovision.
Okay.
All right, cool. What's up, guys? Bring you something a little bit different today. As you already saw, we're with Alex, and Alex is gonna. Alex's husband is in the Air Force, right?
Yes.
And they're stationed out here in Okinawa, and so we're both male dependents, and we met on the Mandependents Facebook page. Alex has a YouTube channel where he I was saying that earlier. He talks about Eurovision, which I've seen a couple of his YouTube videos, and that's all I know about Eurovision. Alex, can you tell us a little bit about Eurovision?
I'm gonna have to introduce you to this because it's like a long history, but pretty much I'm just gonna tell you like the rules and how everything works so you know what you're actually watching.
Okay.
So just a short history, like Eurovision started in 1956.
Okay.
So after the Second World War, they wanted like a way in Europe just to like kind of bring the countries together. So I think in the beginning there were like 7 countries. Those countries were like all sending like one song to like a place in Switzerland. They will compete and they will literally phone call each other and say how many votes each country gave for each song.
Okay.
And then one country would win the contest. That was like the short version. What happens now is we have 42 countries in total that play that sing in 2 semifinals, and only 10 countries from each semifinal qualifying to the final.
Okay.
And the way this works is you're not allowed to vote for your own country. So if you're like in Germany, you cannot vote for the German song. You can vote for any other. And it's not the amount of votes that counts. It's kind of like the American elections where you have like the electors.
Okay.
So each country gets to give points from 12, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1
All right.
to like their top 10. So it doesn't matter if your number 1 in Russia had 1 million votes and number 1 in Malta had 50 votes. There are still 12 points from each.
Okay.
That's kind of like they equalize the
All right.
situation, like the population. And in the end, whoever wins the show gets to host the show next year.
Okay. And how do they pick who the acts are?
So every country has their own rule. They can do however they want. Most of them kind of do like a mini Eurovision. So they do like a smaller version of the big show, and everyone has different rules. Some of them just choose the singer and then they pick a song for the singer. Some of them have a song and different singers sing the same song and they choose which one they like the most. Or because a big rule is all the songs have to be original. So the songs have to be written for Eurovision for that specific year. They cannot be published like a year ahead or so. So the Eurovision season starts in December. You're not allowed for your video or like your song to be public on any platform before that.
Oh,
if
wow.
it is, you're disqualified. You need another song.
Okay.
So everyone has to start from scratch. The song is just for Eurovision, so you're not going to see like covers or whatever. Also, that's why Eurovision is actually a song contest, not a singing competition.
Okay.
So it's not like the X Factor or whatever, where like they're trying to show their talent in singing.
Yeah.
This is pretty much presenting a song. And I would say starting with 2000s, it became more about a show. So what you're going to see is a little bit different. Like you will see a lot of very weird acts. Some acts that are just like normal thing, like just people singing. But some of them are going to try to be like over the top, like extra, do like visual effects and stuff on stage. So
Okay.
it's going to be really cool.
I want the craziest one is going to be the one that I vote for. Like the
Okay.
crazier and more over the top with the big outfits, big production, big lights,
Okay.
fireworks, maybe like fire spewing out of the
you have
ground.
fireworks almost on every song. That's like their cheapest way. That's like the low level, like the
Okay.
fireworks.
Now I don't know much about this, but I feel like I could do this. I feel like I could be a Eurovision act if I
Eurovision act.
Yeah,
Okay.
if I got the right crew, like if all my military buddies and I went out there, we could definitely do the pyrotechnics. We could definitely do. We have rhythm. A lot of people don't think that we do, but we do. Great rhythm. We have we could bring out tanks. We could jump in from airplanes.
Oh, cool. But another rule is you cannot be more than 6 person on stage at a time.
Oh, okay, that's a factor.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Now, does America compete in this?
No, that's
Okay,
why it's called
that's why
Eurovision.
I'm-
But we do have Australia.
Well, then Australia can't be in it.
Well, Australia is in it because actually Eurovision does not refer to Europe as the continent. There is the broadcast union, the European Broadcast Union, and if your country, if you're like state channel or whatever you call it, your national TV channel, I don't know how you call it. Like each country has like their
know if we
own
have
channel
one.
that is like the government.
Yeah.
channel.
I guess like C-SPAN or something like that would be ours. They just play Congress all day.
Yeah. So if they would be part of the EBU, where they like share news for free and whatever, they don't get any copyrights, then you would be part of Eurovision. You could
Okay.
take part if you wanted to.
Okay.
But it's also expensive for the countries because you have to pay like tens of thousands of euros to be part of the show.
Okay.
So it's kind of an investment.
Okay. Well, I guarantee I am one of the most American people that you've probably had on this show. Here, if you want to know how American I am, let me show you this picture. This picture is what I call the culmination of my career in the military. The thing that made it all worth it. That's me in 2014.
That's you?
That's me in
Wait, that is just a meme.
No, that's me.
Oh,
That's
wow.
That's me, the meme. Although I don't think it's
Is
it's
that
not.
beard for real?
That is that is.
It's not the same color as your hair.
I know my beard is red, so that's.
How does that work?
So my beard is red. My mom was a redhead, so my facial hair, the only hair on my body that's red is my facial hair, and when I grow my beard out after more than like a week, it turns red.
So you have like a gradient.
I have I do, and it's all gray right here. So it goes gray into red into brown. I call it my cinnamon and sugar.
Man, are you part of the X-Men or something?
Yeah.
Like, you're part of those.
Yep. So, what do you need me to do? Do I need to write something down?
Well, I wrote you down here all the countries.
Okay.
So what you will have to figure out in this one is you will have to figure out which countries finish up in top 10.
Okay. But I'll know. They'll say which country's which while they're performing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All that is going to be very cool.
And what should I write here? What
You can
do
just
people
take
normally
notes.
write?
Well,
Okay.
usually the friends that already took part in this, they just write notes of something very specific of the act so they know which that one it was.
Okay.
So like, I don't know, silver suit, motorcycle guy, fireworks out of the hat, I don't know.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
That
So-
sounds interesting to me.
But towards the end, after they all compete, you will see like a short recap, just like a few seconds of each, just so you can remember all of them, because when you go through all, you might forget like the very first ones.
Okay. Got it. I think I'm ready. And then as we go, is it okay if we take a break and I can ask you some questions about how you met your husband, how it is being part of the military community,
Yeah,
how
totally.
it is interacting with Americans? Because where are you from? You're from
I'm from Romania.
Romania originally?
Yes.
And you were living in Germany?
I was living in Germany for 10 years,
Yep.
and then this
Okay.
happened.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm ready. I'm ready to dive in to Eurovision. Let's do it. I'm super excited. Okay. This is epic so far. It's like the Super Bowl. It's
is
like
Super
watching
Bowl.
it's like watching the Super Bowl, but it's Eurovision, and that's all I know about it so far. It's like a 3-hour halftime show. All right, guys, we're about a third of the way through the Eurovision 2016 Grand Final. This is not what I was expecting. I'm having a blast. You guys got to check it. I'm going to link below to the full video on Alex's channel and his channel, and I'll kind of put some links to some Eurovision videos. But this is really awesome. So I want to say thank you for including me in this because I'm having a blast.
I'm just really happy that you like it.
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot. And I've got my rankings here. I'm not going to spoil anything yet because there's a long way to go. But we're going to see if I can guess the top 10 and maybe who the winner is.
You already put numbers down.
I'm doing a ranking on between 1 to 10 on how I thought the performance was.
Oh, I
And then
see,
I'm
I
going to
see.
see if I got a bunch of 6s, a bunch of 8s, whatever.
So those are like grades, actually.
Yeah, I got to remember what I thought somehow, like
Okay,
as far as how I decided to do a 1 to 10 scale, where I don't think anything is going to be less than a 5 or 6. So I'm going to have a 1 or something like that. So
I see a 9. I'm not gonna say which one.
yeah,
but
there
I
is a
see
9. There is a 9. If the people watching, the people who were watching at home on that part would probably be able to guess based on how I was reacting
Yes.
to the song. Okay, so Alex,
Yeah.
you are from Romania,
Yes.
but you lived in Germany for 10 years,
Yes.
and that's where you met your husband,
Yes.
who's in the Air Force,
Yes.
and that's where you got to know the U.S. military a little bit.
Yeah, well, first I just got to get used to the U.S. community in general.
Yeah, 'cause you've never been to
I
America,
have to say,
right?
you guys are pretty different than how we are in Europe.
How? What's different?
Oh, wow. From, like, the way, like, just like the shallow things, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you move.
Like we
to-
care less or care more?
I wouldn't say that it's less or more. It's just like very different. It's like noticeably different.
Okay.
So like in Germany, we even have like it's almost like a game that people are doing. It's not mean, but we are guessing which ones are the Americans on the street just by the looks. And you can do that because you have like some American uniform called khaki pants with sunglasses.
Okay.
And
I know this.
and there are so many of them in Germany, and when you see them, you're like literally just if you're like with a friend, you're just saying that guy's an American, and that's just based on it's just like a game, like
Yeah. So when I was on the ship, when I was on a Navy ship, we would go travel around the world, and I kind of had a joke, a running joke that when you're in the Navy, you can dress yourself any way you want in the morning, but when you go outside, you're going to be wearing cargo shorts and a horizontally striped polo shirt. There's nothing you can do about it. You get outside, you're like, how did this? These aren't the clothes I put on this morning. And you got like a backpack on, and that's it. You're good to go all day. So do you know Heidelberg, Germany?
yes.
So I've been to Heidelberg a couple times, and
Wait, you lived in Germany?
no, I've been there. I've just
Oh.
been there, visited. So I've been to Heidelberg on 2 occasions. I've spent about 10 days in Heidelberg, and both of those times were at the end of a deployment. So we were just partying, and I would be out with some of my buddies, and in the middle of that, I'm looking around like, where are those guys? Like, we are the Americans. I
Yeah.
can, in some places are, some places love it, or like they seem to be down with it, like they want to party, they want to have a good time. I can only speak about bars. I only know about the bars. So some places love it.
So like
And then-
beer gardens, you mean?
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
been to like the normal traditional beer gardens?
Yes,
Or like
and
indoors bars?
indoors bars
Oh, okay.
and beer gardens. But like indoors bars, maybe 50-50. Like some places did not like it very much when we were there, and you could tell. We would go in and we would have a drink, and then we'd be like, let's leave here. This is not our scene.
Would you be like the loud ones in the
Oh,
crowd? That's
yeah,
the reason
dude.
why?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
we noticed that too.
Big time, loud, obnoxious, and then before you realize, like before you know it, because in the States, pretty normal, natural way to be, like when we're out, but there it's obviously not. So we're being like out of control, having just a good time, But then we realize like this isn't that kind of place or whatever, We'll just take this somewhere else and find somewhere that's like more.
Well, what I
our
would
thing.
recommend you when you're in Germany again, if you want those type of bars, look for Irish pubs. Those are more American style, I would say. It's the bar itself is not American style, but I would say it's more compatible with the way the Americans like to party when they're out. If you go to like a Kneipe, which is like the German bar, they're not necessarily that loud unless there is like some sort of a party going on, or usually they just like to have like their drinks and talks, and some of them can smoke depending on where you are. But
Yeah, there was one place I thought we were gonna end up in a fight out there for sure.
Okay.
I could tell they did not want. We were getting the looks, you know what I mean?
Okay.
We didn't want any trouble, so we bailed out of there. So you got married in Germany,
yes, we got
Okay.
there in Germany.
and then what was it like? Because like I said, you've never been to America, right?
No.
So what was it? And you always spoke English, though. I'm guessing, right? Like
Well,
before you met your husband.
Yes, before I met her, yes.
So then you come and you start meeting military people, and what has that been like? Like becoming part of that community.
Well, first of all, there was some sort of like a warning, I would say, from our friends, like from his side, friends like the Americans, and because that's how I call the Americans, like all my friends that are Americans, and they told me that I'm gonna be part of like this dependence community, whatever. I did not know what that means. First of all, I did not like the word dependent,
Right,
because that
right.
sounds like you're just depending on someone the
Yep.
whole time, and I have to say, like, when I left Romania to Germany, I was just alone, not with my family. I was 19 and I left.
It's the opposite of dependent.
Yes, so then I lived alone the whole time. I never really had any relationships or someone to like live with someone or anything like that. I was just like so on my own. I had my own business. I did not work for someone. So everything was just me, myself, and I, which maybe doesn't sound that good, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then meeting my husband and everything that happened, like how we got together and how we decided to get married, and then my friends, like our friends at that point, telling me you're more gonna be a dependent. I hated that word so much. I'm like, isn't there like another way of calling that? Like, I don't know, spouse and family. I don't know. So the word itself I do not like, but while I was in Germany, I did not really get into the dependence community because in Germany I had my own friends, my own life, so I was never really on base with like the American dependents or anything like that. Everything changed once we came to Japan because here I knew literally no one. So you kind of have to figure out. I first went to like some sort of a briefing that they did for like the new dependents, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
there were like
everyone
some
does that when
key
you
spouses
when you
that
get
are telling
to
you stuff.
when you get to Japan. There's these mandatory induct events, induction or whatever, where you learn about Japan. You kind of learn about the community, and people meet up with you, and they give you tips, and they say, "Here's your resources," and all this
Like
stuff.
what to do and not to do.
Yeah, a lot of the rules, right, which you probably had to get used to.
Yeah.
A lot of the restrictions and places you can go and things you can do and all that.
Well, it also helped that both me and my husband, we were very like chill people. We're not like this party hard type. So all this, I would say, I don't know, how do you call it? It's like when you're conservative.
Conservative, yeah.
All this did not come too hard for us because we were really not like that.
Yeah.
But I do know people. I have actually some Romanian friends here on the island, which was really surprising. In the first week, they found me on Facebook.
Oh,
I
wow.
even asked, like, how the hell did you even find me? And then, of course, my husband was like, who's that? Who are you chatting with? And there are like two girls, two sisters that are Romanian, and both of them are married. One was with an American and one with a Cuban, but they both work here on these spaces. And I befriended them. And I know that for them, this type of being conservative is hard. Because Romanians in general, I'm very atypical, but like the Romanians in general, like this very loud, party, careless kind of people. And to be like on this island with the Japanese people that like not to be very loud, they don't really, like when they invite you over, it's like a different type of feeling. It's more like meeting in the city.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed that. It's like I've noticed with our Japanese friends when we meet, it's not really like let's get to our place to like hang out. It's more like let's go out to hang out.
Yeah.
So this for them was very different. For me, I didn't really care. I thought it was kind of interesting because I like these new things. But what I did not do and I wanted to do was learn Japanese and have a lot of Japanese friends. So this is a thing that I kind of regret because now it's been more than a year. And I totally blew it. Like when I was in Germany, that was a difference. In Germany, I was alone, on my own. So I had to. It was like a must.
Yeah.
And now here, having my husband, this did not become a must anymore. And also I play tennis. So I just found out about another Facebook group where they're like playing tennis on Kadena the whole time. So then I just became very dependent.
and then it happened.
And then I'm like, okay, well now no more Japanese people time because I'm playing tennis that often. I'm also doing like this high intensity training thing that I really love. Also on base, also with Americans. So this kind of got cut off, and I regret. This is like one of my regrets. I should have got involved a lot more with Japanese people.
So one of the challenges with being a dependent or a spouse, male, female, wherever you go, is you are not the military member, so you uproot, leave your job, leave your friends wherever you are, and you end up in this new place. But not only are you in this new place, but you also don't have anything to do during the day. At least when you first get here, you're trying to figure out what to do, people to meet, and it's not like you go out and meet like your life. You might go out and meet some great friends, but you generally don't, go out and meet like lifelong friends. You just associate with other spouses who your husband or wife knows from work a lot of times. And you end up sitting around a lot, like looking for things to do, looking for hobbies or groups. That's why I started a meetup group for filmmaking. You're doing the YouTube videos now also, which is awesome. And I'm glad that we met that way because this is great. But it's really hard, and I'd love to hear from more spouses on what your life was like before you became a military spouse and what life was like after. So if you're in Okinawa and you're a military spouse, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you about your experience and share those stories because they always help. People get a lot out of it. It seems like the more you talk and share information, people always find relatable things about it. And it's nice to always know that you're not the only person going through some of the same familiar challenges.
Yes.
You in a unique situation because you're not American to begin with. So not only did you come to Japan, but you're also not from America. So it's amazing that you ran into two people from Romania, but that's only two people. So from where, and it's not like there's a lot of German people out here either. Maybe a few, but not a lot.
No, I didn't really meet any.
So you left to come to an even more unfamiliar place. So that's pretty big. That's a big deal.
Well, I kind of like it. To me, this is actually exciting
Mhm.
because I really like these new things, and it's not just being here. Also, like traveling from Japan to like this
Yeah.
Southeast Asia
Mhm.
is something totally new that I've never experienced in my life.
Yeah.
And I totally love these new things.
Back when travel was possible, it was really
Oh,
easy.
yeah.
It was really easy to get around from. Okinawa is a great place to take off from and go travel to other places. So as soon as that becomes a thing again, I know my wife and I are planning on doing a lot of travel. We were supposed to go to the Philippines, to Singapore, to Korea, all this stuff.
We were supposed to go to Singapore too, and we had to cancel everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we had our tickets and everything. It
Yeah,
was
we
like,
had, we did
had to
too.
go.
We did too. We were going to go in the second week of March.
Which,
And then-
oh,
No way.
we could have gone
We would have been
together.
in Singapore at the same time. All right, so we got to coordinate these travel plans then
Yeah.
when this whole thing lifts because we have all our airline credits ready to go. So, okay, you want to get back to Eurovision?
Yeah, we can do another one after, like in
Yeah, yeah.
another break or whatever,
Yeah.
however this happens.
Perfect. Let's do it. I've seen 24 of 26 of the Eurovision acts. There's 2 left. It's UK and Armenia. I've got my notes here. I've got my ranking system. Alex is going to show me the last 2, and then which I'll share with you. And then I'm going to tally these up and see how I do at judging the top 10 and maybe picking the winner of the whole Eurovision 2016. Okay, I'm ready for UK.
Let's go UK.
So these are the 2 young gentlemen. They look like they're maybe 16 years old.
They like hanging out in the pubs though.
Yeah, they play the bars big time.
It's Joe and Jack, or Jake. Joe and Jake. And they play football, obviously. I mean, they're from UK.
Soccer. For
That's
my
football
American
for
fans.
real people.
And rugby.
And rugby, okay. And they love their country, I'm guessing, with those 2 colors.
Yes. The UK, that UK pride.
I love this street. It looks like it's a set, not an actual.
It does. They found great locations for these intros. That's what I like about them. They're very, very well done. All right, let's see. I hope it's not like One Direction or something. It's just like One Direction.
No, not quite, no. It's more like Coldplay, I would say.
Yeah, that's definitely fair to say. Man, imagine being that age and being a rock star.
I still cannot imagine how I would be on that stage knowing, not just that that's that crowd of thousands of people, but that 200 million people are watching me from home, like everything I'm doing, moving, saying.
Hundreds of millions of people watching live. Bigger than it's 10 times bigger than the Super Bowl.
No, the Super Bowl, you got 200 million people.
I
to
don't
watch
know.
it.
No, it's like 40 million, I think.
That's way too low.
We'll check the numbers.
Okay.
I'm actually not a football fan, so I'm not sure. I could definitely be wrong. It's another one of those metaphors where it's like, I'll be your parachute.
Well, they needed the rhyme and they needed something with I.
Yeah.
So they can say I.
Yeah.
But this song, I believe that they wrote it. It seems age appropriate.
I would love to believe in my heart that songwriters wrote all their songs. You know what I mean? But I know that that's not true. And that's okay that that's
no,
not true.
it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it's okay.
And actually, in the beginning, they always say who's the songwriter, but we don't pay attention.
Oh, I should have been looking. It's a short guitar. Is that a ukulele?
I'm not sure how that works.
Maybe it's just maybe
I
it's
think
just
it's
him.
normal.
It looks like a small guitar. Because he's the shorter of those two.
Yeah. But he has the highest hair.
The hair for the
He's
win.
compensating.
Yeah.
I. You see, that's working.
Yeah. Okay, that was okay.
was campy and
Yeah.
age appropriate.
It was age appropriate.
Yeah.
It was age appropriate.
Well, what's next?
Armenia.
They better go away off stage. They're not allowed to watch what's coming next.
Oh,
'Cause
jeez.
she's coming on.
Okay.
And look at that face, seriously.
And she's about to get on a horse. She's an equestrian. Equestrian? She plays giant chess with the horse piece. She loves horses.
She still loves the horse, yes.
She makes.
Oh,
bread.
come on. I don't believe that this lady is making traditional bread ever. I believe the part with the horse. She loves nature, or she thinks she's a princess,
Yeah.
I don't know. Love Wave.
She does have credit for lyrics on this one.
Yeah.
I just know now. I finally on the last one noticed that. This had better be epic. It's got a 30-second build in a 3-minute song. That's a lot of build. So what I mean when I was talking about the other song of Parachute and the other one was Sound of Silence.
Yes.
It's like someone came up with that part and then wrote the song. Like, let's write a song called Love Wave. Doesn't Love Wave sound good? And then writes the rest of the song. Just to make Love Wave work, you know?
Maybe.
Oh, that's cool. Holograms. And she's dancing with the holograms. I knew there would be a hologram. I knew it. That's like some Matrix.
I'm not sure if they did the Love Wave just for that, but it's always working for me. Exactly the part like a Love Wave. That's when I want to sing along.
They were good. Hungary was my number one, so I don't even want to talk. Okay, so just so you get, Hungary was my number one pick. Hungary was, the artist was Freddie, and the song was Pioneer. The guy with the drums, just killing it with the drums, crushing it. So, okay, so he came in 19th?
19th.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to this video. I know it was a little bit different than the ones we normally do, but it was great to meet and hang out with Alex and watch Eurovision. I am going to check out more Eurovision. I'm going to do another one of these videos with Alex and maybe get some more people in here and rock out to some Eurovision.
Totally like that, guys.
And we'll make another video for the Scuttlebutt Show channel too. Make sure if you haven't, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, leave a like. Head over to Alex's channel, which is in the description below. Give that a follow, give it a like, give it a comment, say hi, say you found it from the Scuttlebutt Show, and I will definitely be talking to you guys soon.